Hi, I'm Hande the dietitian, and welcome to Healthy Made Simple, where I show you how to make healthy eating simple. In this video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, and I'm going to talk about greens powders and whether these products are actually worth it. So I'll talk about what I think about these products as a dietitian, what they entail, what they provide, who might actually benefit from using these products, and whether it's actually worth the money to buy them and use them on a regular basis, because they typically are not too cheap. So you might want to consider whether the benefits you're getting from these products is actually worth the cost of them. Now, if you're on the social media health and wellness pages, you've probably seen these products promoted by either celebrities or online content creators. Some of the common brands out there are Athletic Greens. I've seen a lot of celebrities promoting that one. Bloom is another one, and there are plenty of other brands out there too that provide a similar product, which is basically a supplement in the form of a powder, and it usually has some sort of a leafy green that's been, ground up into powder form mixed in there. They'll incorporate some sort of a superfood combination. There might be other supplemental products included in there as well, and they have a wide range of health benefits. Typically, they're promoted by content creators that say, oh, it helps me feel my best. I feel so healthy when I use this product on a daily basis. They may have other claims as well, such as helping with your digestion. If you struggle with bloating or constipation, they might say they help with that purpose too. But in this video, we'll dive into that and discuss whether these claims are actually what they are stating it will be, and if you actually need these products for your day-to-day use. Now, I was curious, and I'll let you know, as a dietitian, my goal is always food first. I'm a firm believer that we can get everything we need from the foods and beverages that we're consuming. Now, it may not always be feasible to do that through food, depending on what our dietary restrictions are. If you have to follow a certain diet to manage a disease, such as diabetes or heart disease, or maybe if you have some intolerances or allergies, like me, I have lactose intolerance, which takes out a lot of dairy for me. It can be hard to meet some of those nutrients that we need in our diet. So you may want to turn to a supplement like this and consider this as an option for you to help bridge that gap. So that's what we'll talk about in this video today. And I did get one of these products for myself. I got a 30-day supply of Bloom, and I've been trying it out myself. So I'll share a little bit about how it's been going for me and what differences I am seeing while using this product, as well as what I think as a dietitian overall on these supplemental products and whether they're worth it. If you're interested, stay tuned to learn more. Alrighty, let's go. Now, as I mentioned, Bloom is the product that I went with, and this is the main one that I'm going to focus on in this video so that I can go through the nutritional label for this and share with you what my experience with it has been, as well as what I think this is actually providing based on what they're claiming on their nutrition label. Now, a product like this personally is outside of my price range. I paid $37 for this 30-day supply. And that's a little more than $1 a day, which doesn't sound like a lot in the grand scheme of things. But if you add that up to all the months of the year, that is quite a bit of money to be spending on a product like this. So for me personally, unless this is fixing a huge problem that I've had that I have not been able to solve with anything else, this is probably not something that I would purchase on a regular basis, just if I'm seeing very mild benefits from it. So just keep the price point in mind. And this really was the most affordable one that I could find. I was looking into Athletic Greens, and I think those were a little bit more expensive too. So you may be looking at $1 to $2 a day for a product like this. So keep that cost in mind, as well as what other alternatives you might be able to use if this is providing a benefit for you that you might be able to capture with something that's a little bit more affordable. Now, with this product, I'll show you what it looks like. So it is a green powder, and it definitely does smell like a greens powder. I'll give you a close-up of what that looks like on the inside. It's just a bunch of, it kind of looks like matcha almost. It's a green powder, and it comes with a little spatula in here. It's been buried in now. And you get this 1 scoop measurement that looks like that. And you mix this with water. So let me grab some water and we can mix this together so I can show you what it looks like. Now I got my water here, so let's grab that scoop I had. And what you're gonna do is you start with 8 to 12 ounces of water, or it says you can mix it with any beverage you like, but I typically do water because it helps me hydrate me at the same time. You're gonna add in your scoop into there. And then it says to use some sort of a whisk to whisk it together. I just use my milk frother for this purpose, and I've seen people use this as well too, which works really well. You do need to mix it together, otherwise it does kind of stay to the bottom. I haven't tried it with a spoon before. I've always used this, and even with this, I feel like I have to drink it pretty fast after I mix it together. So I just go in there and give it a whirl like that. And once I've given it a nice mix, I do typically drink it pretty quickly. I don't really let it sit because I do notice that it does tend to settle at the bottom. And in terms of taste, I got the citrus flavor. This is the citrus flavor, and I'd say it tastes kind of similar to almost like an emergency. It definitely does have a green kind of aftertaste to it, but it is sweet as well. It has stevia for that sweetness that you're looking for. So it's not just like pure greens powder. There's definitely a citrus flavor to it. So I wouldn't say it tastes bad, but just be mindful that you're going to get a little bit of a green taste in there. But overall, not too bad. So I'll just typically down this for the day, and I do one a day. It says you can do one or two a day. I've only done one a day. I haven't gone with two, and I would probably not recommend doing two. I think one would be sufficient. All right, next let's look at the nutrition label and what we're actually getting when we're using a product like this. Now, this has 15 calories, so it's pretty low in terms of calories. It's got 2 grams of fiber, and that's going to come from that fiber blend that we're going to see a little bit further down. Got a little bit of iron and just a little touch of sodium. Again, as I mentioned, there's that fiber blend, which is giving mainly that 2 grams of fiber. The green superfood blend, which consists of barley grass, wheatgrass, alfalfa. And then there's a pre and probiotic blend in there. The prebiotics help feed the good bacteria, whereas the probiotics are the good bacteria, which our body absolutely needs. Then we've got a fruit and vegetable blend, which is going to consist of different fruits and vegetables in powder format. An antioxidant beauty blend with common fruits that are typically rich in antioxidants that again have been put in powder format, and a couple extracts as well. A digestive enzyme blend that consists of digestive enzymes that our bodies already produce, but this is giving it as a supplement in addition to what your body is producing. And an adaptogenic blend, which consists of some supplements and extracts that are out on the market that have been shown to have some positive effects, but again, the research on these are not strong enough for us as dietitians to be able to recommend them for everyone. And then stevia leaf extract for some sweetness. Now, when I'm looking at something like this, the main components of this that I'm seeing that I think are actually helpful supplements for most people are going to be that fiber blend and that pre and probiotic blend. And that's where I've found benefits for myself as well too. Just to give you a little bit of background, I have been struggling with constipation a lot within the last few months. And if you watch my recent weight loss video, you'll see that I'm trying to lose weight. And that has been a huge barrier to my weight loss too, where if you're not having regular bowel movements, that is definitely going to hinder your weight loss effects. And I'm definitely seeing the effects of that myself. And I know personally there's a couple different reasons why I'm struggling with constipation. One of it comes from having increased my protein intake. And when I do that, that typically does cause constipation for me because protein's a little bit harder for the body to digest. So you got to make sure you're offsetting that with more fiber and water, which I have been trying through my diet, but it just has not worked out for me. The other part is I've been traveling a lot. And when I go on vacation and I'm not using my own toilet, I tend to struggle with that, as I think a lot of people do as well. I am also going through some hormonal changes right now. I have noticed, and I'm working with my doctor on that. So there's a couple different reasons why I'm struggling with constipation, but I haven't stuck to anything consistently to help with that. And I know as a dietitian, and this is for anyone who struggles with constipation and bloating, if that's something you struggle with, common things that you need to work on are one, making sure you're getting enough fiber. So we need to get at least 25 grams of fiber a day. And that should be a combination of both soluble fiber, which is going to come from fruits and vegetables, as well as insoluble fiber, which is going to come from whole grains, seeds, whole wheat products, those types of things. So we do need to get both in our diet. You got to make sure you're hydrating well enough. And I really have been focusing on those two through my diet. And another component is making sure your gut microbiome is working well. We do have good bacteria within our gut that help with the digestion process. And a lot of things can help knock out that good bacteria and have negative effects on our bodies. And some of those common things are going to be if you have antibiotic use. And I have definitely used antibiotics in the last year for a sickness before. And when that happens, that does tend to take out the good bacteria within your gut. So we do need to replenish that with probiotics and then feed the good bacteria with prebiotics as well. And then another thing that can cause issues with losing your good bacteria in your gut would be if you're struggling with diarrhea. And that was something I was struggling with before I got constipated. When you have diarrhea and things are moving along quickly, that good bacteria is going along with your bowel movement. So if you're struggling with things like that, taking probiotics on a regular basis can certainly be helpful with building that good bacteria back up. And I'll be honest, before I started using this, there wasn't really anything that I was taking regularly. I had tried probiotics here and there, especially on the days where I felt like I was extra constipated, and I saw very mild effects. But I think having done this regularly for the last 2.5 weeks now, I am seeing that I can go to the bathroom regularly every single day. And I do think that's coming from that fiber and the prebiotic and probiotic blend. So that is definitely a plus to this. If you're the kind of person that struggles with bowel movements, struggles with constipation, and of course with constipation comes bloating because you are full down there, and that's going to cause some bloating, appearance of bloating and the feel of bloating as well too. So if that's something you struggle with, first, I would suggest trying to get what you need through food sources. Again, making sure you're getting plenty of fiber and a variety of fiber too, making sure you're drinking plenty of water, and then incorporating some sort of a probiotic along with prebiotics. Now, we can get probiotics from food we eat. There are plenty of good sources of probiotics, such as Greek yogurt. But if you're like me and you're lactose intolerant, some of those good sources of probiotics might not be part of your everyday diet. So you may want to consider a supplement. Now, if you're considering something like this, if this is within your price point and you want to take this just for that fiber and the prebiotics and probiotics to help with your digestion, and you can afford this, this is not going to put you over your budget, go for it. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that. But if this is outside of your budget, then there are more affordable options for getting a fiber supplement, prebiotics and probiotics in the supplement form. If you're finding that the food sources don't necessarily fit how you like to eat, maybe it's foods you don't enjoy, or maybe it's foods that you have intolerances to that are just not part of your daily routine. So if you're interested in that, I can do a follow-up video on some probiotic blends, probiotic brands especially, that are going to be a little bit more affordable than this that you can incorporate, because that's going to be my next goal for myself, is to find something that's going to be a little bit more affordable, that's going to meet those fiber, prebiotic, and probiotic needs that I have to make sure I'm staying regular with my bowel movements. Now, if we look at the rest of this, we got, the green superfood blend and the fruit and vegetable blend and the antioxidant blend. And honestly, in powder format, I don't know that they do too much for you. It's not harmful to take it, but at the same time, you're going to see much better benefits if you just actually eat the fruits and vegetables. There's a lot that we're missing out on when we take those fruits and vegetables and we dwindle them down into a powder format. A fruit by itself, a vegetable by itself, is not just the vitamins and minerals and calories that it provides. There's a lot more to it. There's water incorporated, if you were to eat all the fruits and vegetables that are listed on here, that would fill you up so much in a day, whereas this is going to do nothing for your satiety. At the same time, there are phytonutrients, other components, other nutrients in there that are part of the whole food complex that we get when we actually eat the whole fruit or the vegetable that you will not be able to capture in this format. At the same time, you're losing out on the fiber that comes from these fruits and vegetables when you eat them whole. And lastly, some vitamins and minerals are actually broken down when we break them down into powder format like this. Some are even broken down when we cook them. Vitamin C is a common one. When vitamin C rich foods are cooked, you tend to lose the vitamin C content of it. It still provides some vitamin C, but it's not as much as eating it raw. So with fruits, of course, that's not an issue, but if we were to look at a vitamin rich vitamin C rich vegetables such as bell peppers, especially the red, yellow, orange ones, the colorful ones, once we cook those down, we're losing some of that vitamin C content. So think about all the processing that goes into making something like this and putting it in a powder format. You're losing a lot of those vitamins and minerals that you'd be able to get easily if you were to just eat the fruits and vegetables. So something like this is really not a replacement for a healthy diet. I mean, if you're getting all these blends on top of this, on top of the prebiotics and the probiotics, and this fits within your budget, go for it. But you absolutely do not need to have it in this format. You can just eat the fruits and vegetables and get their benefits. The other thing I wanted to touch on here are these digestive enzymes. It does have some digestive enzymes, and these are enzymes that your body already produces when it's breaking down food. Now, what this is saying is it's helping your digestion process by giving you those enzymes to help with digestion. Now, if any of you are lactose intolerant out there, you know that lactate is one of those common enzymes that we take. Lactate is the lactase enzyme. And what do we usually do when we're having lactate? We take it with the food we're eating because these enzymes do not last long in our bodies. They last maybe an hour to 2 hours max. And then if they're not used by the body, they are broken down and discarded. So if you're having this in the morning, let's say before breakfast, these enzymes in here might help you out for that first meal you're having, maybe your breakfast within an hour or two of having this, but it's not going to help with your lunch, with your afternoon snack, with your dinner, all the other meals and foods that you're going to eat the rest of the day. So you're only really going to see it in terms of its benefits, these digestive enzymes, for any meals or snacks you're having within 1 to 2 hours of consuming this product. So I wouldn't say that's a huge benefit. And honestly, a lot of us don't need it unless for some reason your body is not producing these enzymes in sufficient quantities, in which case you're probably struggling with a lot of digestive issues and do need to be checked out by a healthcare professional, check with your doctor, and they can check those levels for you and actually prescribe a prescription digestive enzyme supplement that can help with those digestive issues. And those are usually taken with food to help you break down the food. But that's typically not the case for most people. Most of us actually struggle with not having enough good bacteria in our digestive tract, and that's what we need to focus on. But if that is something that you are struggling with, if your body's not producing enough enzymes, your best bet is going to be to go with a prescription route rather than something like this. This is really not doing much for you. And then lastly, there's the adaptogenic blend with a couple different supplements. And again, there's not strong enough evidence for me as a dietitian to recommend any of these for you. I don't necessarily think any of them are harmful, but I also don't think you're going to get a whole lot of benefits from them either. There's just not enough research to show that. So just keep that in mind, that probably helps round out the product so that they can make more claims. But I don't necessarily think that it's really doing much for your health in addition. So that's the nutrition label for this and kind of a breakdown of all the different components that go into this and what it's actually providing for you. I hope this video helped give you a good breakdown of these greens powders that are out on the market. I'm sure you've come across them if you're in that social media, health and wellness space. And if you were curious to see if they actually do anything, I hope this video helped give you a good overview of it. Again, as I mentioned, there's no harm to taking products like this, and you may actually have some benefits from it, especially if you're struggling with digestive issues. But I do think there are other products available on the market that are going to be a little bit more affordable that just kind of give you the certain components that you need from it. For me personally, it's the fiber, the prebiotics, and the probiotics. And I can do a follow-up video to this one if you are interested. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you want a video on prebiotic and probiotic fiber products out there that are available that are a little bit more affordable that can be incorporated for anybody that's struggling with digestive issues. Thank you again so much for watching. If you have not already done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos where I show you how to make healthy eating simple at home and also give you some simple, good information on products that are out there on the market if you're interested to hear a dietitian's point of view on them and whether these are actually science-based good products that are worth the price. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.